So I'm Samuel Britton, and I'm from Perry, Iowa. I grew up the son of Southern Baptist missionaries, and we were living on a mission base, so a lot of missionary families living together. And the way I like to say it is that sin entered the building, a playboy got onto the campus, and so of course all of the middle school boys my age, it was perfect because we'd been limited to like censored PBS for most of our lives. It was, heavenly. And I thought myself so righteous because it didn't affect me at all. I went up to my dad and I said, "Dad," and of course telling on the others because I was so wonderful and it didn't hurt me. And telling them, I said, "But it's really weird. I didn't get the same feelings." I said, "I have those feelings when I think of Dale, my best friend." My dad just started punching. That was the first day that I was sent to the emergency room because I'd fallen down the stairs. I was sent to the emergency room about 6 more times for falling down the stairs or tripping on the sidewalk. I'm in this constant state of fear. My mom finally starts recognizing, you know what? Hitting him might not be working. So let's try therapy. And it started with the first few weeks. I had AIDS. I was the only gay person left in the world because the government found all the other gays and killed them as children. If they found me, they would kill me. It's the perfect way to keep a child or a teen from coming out. And we moved on to physical therapy. Physical therapy was my hands being tied down and blocks of ice being placed on my hands. Then pictures of men holding hands would be shown to me, so that way I would associate the concept of the pain of ice with a man touching me. It worked really, really, really well. My dad could barely even hug me anymore when I would scream out in pain. Then we went into heat. So coils would be wrapped around my hands and you would be able to turn the heat on or off. So now if we had a picture of a guy and a girl hugging, it was no pain. If there was a picture of a guy and a guy hugging, we had physical pain. We then went into the month of hell. The month of hell consisted of tiny needles being stuck into my fingers, and then pictures of explicit acts between men would be shown, and I'd be electrocuted. At this point, I was completely done. God did not want me on this earth anymore. So we lived on a 3-story building. I told my sister goodbye, and I walked to the roof. So my mom finds me up on the roof. Says, she will love me again if I will just change, because my sister had tattled on me. My mom's up there, she'll love me again if I'll just change, which is not the thing to say to a person standing on the edge of a building. At this point, I'm a logical person again, and it shines through. This is only 3 stories, and if I don't die, this is gonna hurt worse than the others. So I run back into my mom's arms saying, you know what? I'm changed. It's done, it worked. Epiphany from God. The pain finally stopped. Immediately, nothing was ever said about it. That part of my life disappeared. It is as if nothing had ever happened for the past year. So I come to K-State, I start recognizing that people here are treating me a little bit differently. There's not nearly as much judgment. I live in a house of 30 guys, and it starts getting very uncomfortable. I'm starting to recognize, oh crud, these feelings are getting really, really strong. And so I finally meet a lesbian couple, recognize that there's a gay culture. So I came back out to my parents, my mom, and she didn't really know what to say anymore because she thought it had worked. She told me that she would tell my dad because we didn't want the same situation to happen again. I left for the afternoon. I came back and my stuff was on the front door with it locked. I've tried to call them multiple times. My mom has answered the phone once or twice. On her birthday or something, saying, hi. My dad has held a gun up to my head multiple times, but the last time I got on the phone that I tried to keep calling. I want contact, was that he would shoot me if I ever tried to walk in the door again. I have a 12-year younger baby brother who was born, so I'm not supposed to contact him. I'm not supposed to contact my sister. The family, if I'm going to live as a devil child, then I'm not part of the Brinton family any longer. Like everyone says that, after a few months your parents will come around. I don't necessarily see that happening because of what happened last time. I think they have a lot of work they need to do, but I do recognize that I will give them that chance. The reason that I was so excited to be able to tell the story was that if there's other people who have gone through conversion therapy who are having those feelings of I'm the only one alone, you need to know that there are people who have made it through, and you can't change what I never chose.